It looks like the McAlberts aren't the only ones who are looking to rewrite the lyrics to Redemption Song. Jessica Hyde gets candid with Forbes Magazine, where she's serving up more than just a plate of waffles and pancakes. Hello, 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 and welcome back, roommates, to another titillating edition of Alexasrewm, where we are not lawyers, we are not medical professionals, and we are not law enforcement. We are just people. People who have opinions about all things going on post Karen Reed verdict, including Jessica Hyde, who guest starred as the digital forensics expert for the Commonwealth for both seasons 1 and 2 of the Karen Reed trials, and recently scored herself an exclusive with Forbes. In this obvious puff piece, Jessica Hyde reflects on her testimony about Jennifer McCabe's infamous "How Long to Die in Cold" Google search and all of those magically delicious deleted calls. Now, you may recognize her from some of her greatest hits.
Waitress comes over. This pizza has pepperoni. I don't eat pepperoni. Can you send it back? Waitress picks up that pepperoni and sends it back. That's a deletion. Pepperoni pizza was just removed from the table, right?
The user deleted, any user deleted the phrase "How long to die in cold."
Yes, if it's how long to die in cold. Sorry, trying to clarify.
Pardon me.
But you know, we'd all be remiss if we didn't mention her smash single, "May the 4th Be With You."
May 4th, 2023 is the email I have of a note. Thank you. Yes. It's easy to remember because May the 4th be with you.
When you first were asked,
I guess the world-renowned blogger Sir Ian Whiffen wasn't available for comment on this thing. The Karen Reed trial, with its swirling allegations of murder, conspiracy, and law enforcement cover-up, became a national spectacle, not just for its courtroom drama, but for the pivotal role that digital evidence played in shaping the narrative. Well, I think we all know where this one's going. As a digital forensic expert myself, I found the case to be a textbook example of both the power and the pitfalls of technical evidence in the justice system. My recent conversation with Jessica Hyde, who testified as a digital forensics expert in the trial for the prosecution, underscored how critical our discipline has become and how easily it can be misunderstood. Wait, I'm just, very curious who this guy is. Who wrote this? Lars Daniel. It sounds like the name of one of the alternates for Globo Gym and Dodgeball.
Allow me the pleasure of introducing you to Blade. Laser. Blazer.
Ah, okay. Bald head. He'll fit right in. Click on his LinkedIn. I mean, he's got quite the following. Hi, I'm Lars. I decode the complexities of digital evidence for insurance, risk, and legal professionals. I built my career on making the technical understandable and actionable for clients, navigating ever-increasing digital complexities. And to use complexities twice in the same paragraph's a little redundant, don't you think? When courtrooms meet technology, I bridge the gap. With dozens of expert testimonies across state and federal courts, I've worked both sides of the aisle, helping defense and prosecution in criminal cases, and supporting plaintiffs and defendants in civil matters. Been involved in high-profile cases you might recognize, and I've testified as an expert internationally. Oh, he's got a little trailer here for the Forbes article that we're reading. Let's check this out. I interviewed Jessica H. Okay, so I guess they are they're connected here on the LinkedIn. The prosecution's #digital forensics expert, about that viral Google search, "How Long to Die in Cold," and what the timestamp actually revealed. Her insights reveal the complexities, there's that buzzword again, of of hashtag timestamp evidence and why expert analysis is crucial. Yes, experts like me and my squinty eyes. All right, let's hear from Lars Volta over here.
Lars Daniel, digital forensics expert and Forbes contributor. The Karen Reed murder trial captivated the nation with allegations of conspiracy and cover-up. In one Google search, how long to die in cold became a viral obsession. In my latest article for Forbes, I interviewed Jessica Hyde, the prosecution's digital forensics expert, about what that search really showed, and she revealed something crucial about how that evidence was interpreted.
Why is he using, like, the same music as the X-Files? Okay.
The broader implications go far beyond this single case. My interview with Hyde revealed how digital evidence can make or break modern trials. See, the problem isn't the technology, it's how it is interpreted. Break down the forensic evidence and why digital forensics expertise has never mattered more. Link in the comments below.
I didn't know people made trailers for articles that they wrote, but 337 likes or whatever, and 3 comments. One being from him. Oh, it looks like he wrote another article referencing her back in March? What are they talking about here? Our smartphones hold the keys to our digital lives. It's beautiful. Preserving evidence from these devices has become critical for investigations of all kinds. But as digital forensics expert Jessica Hyde recently explained in Forbes Magazine, the window for capturing this evidence is closing faster than most people realize. Not long ago, the standard procedure for handling mobile device evidence followed a simple playbook. Isolate the smartphone in a Faraday bag to block remote signals, transport it to a lab, and perform forensic analysis days or even weeks later. This approach worked reliably for years because phone security was not as advanced and data remained relatively stable once a device was isolated. Today's reality is dramatically different. Modern smartphones are designed with privacy and security as top priorities, features that also make evidence collection increasingly difficult. You know, now that I'm reading this, and this was published before she testified, I believe she testified like the first week of May 7th or so. And at the very end of her cross-examination, if you recall, Bobby Balboa asked her about Faraday bags. And I'm wondering if this is where that line of questioning came from, is the publishing of this article. Seems pretty timely if you ask me. The traditional mindset of placing the phone in the Faraday enclosure and imaging later in the lab obsolete as data degradation begins immediately. To preserve evidence, ensuring the most comprehensive data available requires near immediate acquisition. Oh, heck yeah. That line of questioning definitely came from this article.
The iPhone of Mr. O'Keefe is not in airplane mode, it's not in a Faraday bag, and it's not a Faraday box, correct?
Unless it was in a broken Faraday bag, like they put it and it was failing. But it does not appear to have been placed in Faraday bag.
All right.
No, I'm just being honest. You should test your Faraday bags. They go bad. I use Dr. Katz's testing methodology, but 100% it appears to have been receiving signal for that entire period and not in a Faraday bag, which would be best practice unless biometrics were needed.
Every time I hear her speak, I always get the sudden urge to like whip my head around because I have this strange feeling that the 7 dwarves are just gonna suddenly emerge or reveal themselves in my bedroom, bursting out into Whistle While We Work. The search, House Long to Die in Cold. The trial's most debated digital artifact was a Google search from one Jen McCabe's iPhone. House Long to Die in Cold. The defense's expert in the first initial trial, claimed this search occurred at 2:47 a.m. No, they didn't. No, 2:47. 247. No, actually, I think that was a slip of the tongue by a gal pal over here, Jessica Hyde. As I was re-listening to some of her testimony earlier before prepping for this video, I'm fairly certain I heard her say 247 in her May 2023 report, so I don't know where you're getting 247 from, but that's not from our lips to your ears, my guy, Lars. Before the victim was found, implying prior knowledge. Hyde's testimony clarified that the timestamp reflected when the browser tab was opened, not when the search was performed. This misinterpretation arose from an over-reliance on automated forensic tools. If the tools themselves did the jobs for us, we wouldn't need us experts. We have to provide that nuanced meaning because it is such technical work. You just can't rely on the results of the forensics tools, Hyde said, echoing a principle I stress in the continuing legal education classes I teach attorneys. I mean, dude, she spent almost 3.5 hours mumbling technical jargon and pizza metaphors that just left everybody feeling either very confused or really hungry, or both.
And isn't it correct that when you were asked to look at the same timestamp in December of 2024, that Celebrite removed the timestamp from their tools?
Celebrite did remove that timestamp from the tool. That is correct.
Okay.
In other words, Jennifer McCabe deleted 2:27 a.m. And the only reason why it didn't appear in the later version of Celebrite is because your buddy, the renowned blogger Sir Ian Whiffen, created an update to make sure that Celebrite wouldn't include that in its reporting for season 2. No amount of expert psychobabble can erase that Google search from the Oregon Trail. Convince me otherwise. And please, refrain from using any more pizza metaphors. Another flashpoint was the accusation that McCabe deleted call logs to cover her tracks. Hyde's examination and testing revealed that the model and iOS version of McCabe's iPhone retained a maximum of 200 calls per type, automatically overwriting the oldest entries as new ones come in. This is standard device behavior, not evidence of user deletion. I have encountered this exact misconceptions. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. In my own work, and particularly in commercial vehicle and trucking accident cases. Good for you? That literally has nothing to do with anything. As Hyde expressed in our interview, it is essential to test and validate before drawing conclusions.
First thing to our front of mind in the field that we're in is digital evidence and digital forensics professionals, and that's retaining evidence. Sometimes people are very apt to delete things. Don't delete it, keep it. And the reason we need you to keep it is because in a forensics examination, we can actually determine in many instances by looking at metadata and using advanced forensics tools. There's, for the forensics examiners listening to this, I love for looking at things for the video images, if there's actual magnet verify.
So don't delete it. Don't delete it. Wonder who she was speaking about there. Neutrality. Above all, the true role of the expert. Hyde emphasized a point I adamantly agree with. This is the most boring article, and it doesn't say anything. Hyde emphasized a point I adamantly agree with. Digital forensic experts are not advocates for either side. Our mandate is to remain independent, to interpret data impartially, and to present findings, exculpatory or inculpatory, based solely on the evidence. Our entire job is to be neutral, she explains. I mean, I didn't see her mouthing, sorry, to the defense at any point. So when we're hired as an independent expert. They don't tell me what to find. They tell me my scope, and then I tell them my findings. This independence is non-negotiable, and as I know from my own casework, it's often misunderstood by the public and even by some legal professionals. Then how come you communicated with Brian Teletubby somewhere between 10 to 20 times since May of 23?
Let's turn to your May 2023 report. Isn't it correct that the report and your findings were pursuant to a request from Detective Lieutenant Brian Tully?
Correct.
And how many interactions have you had with Lieutenant Detective Brian Tully on this case approximately?
I really don't know. I'd have to go look back at email and call logs.
Is it more than 5?
Yes.
Is it more than 10?
Yes.
Is it more than 20?
I don't know.
So somewhere between 10 and 20, would that be fair?
Again, I'd have to review my call logs. I'm not
But it
going to
was
test.
more than 10.
More than 10, I'm sure.
Good to know your call logs are intact, Miss Hyde, and didn't magically delete themselves. Digital forensics lessons for the legal system. The retrial exposed the stakes of digital forensics in modern litigation, and we literally learn nothing as we're coming to the conclusion of this article. Hyde's experience mirrors my own, and you didn't even demonstrate how, and highlights the urgent need for more education, both for legal professionals and for experts themselves. Like, I do agree with that. As Hyde noted, the field is only getting more complex. There's that buzzword again, with new data sources and evolving technology raising the bar for both technical skill and clear communication, and more pizza metaphors, taking everybody to Domino's. If an expert cannot explain technical findings in plain language to judges and juries, they can become a liability rather than an asset, independent of their findings. I think the only liability is your reliability. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Remember Maryland? I'm starting to think that the first book that's going to come out from a witness in this case isn't Jennifer McCabe, but actually from Professor Pizza Tab. Tabs, toppings, and testimony. A Jessica Hyde story. Maybe this could be the start of a very fruitful partnership between her and Shannon Bagel, since they seem to be acquainted on the Twitter X's. She can write the first book, and then Shannon Bagel can come up with the sequel. Burgers and bites. Okay, now I'm done. With that being said, if you enjoyed today's content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you do not miss the next video from me. Make sure you hit that like button, because that tells the YouTube algorithm that this is something that other people might want to watch too. I don't want to say it's newsworthy news, because it's really not. I just think it's kind of funny that all of these witnesses in the Karen Reed case now are going on like this redemption tour and starting to pop up like little pieces of taillight all over the interweb. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably go to the gym now. Haven't done that yet, so thanks for watching. See you in the next one.